verse in Mark, and again departing from the coast of Tyre and Sidon, he came to the Sea of Galilee through the midst of the coast of Decapolis. So he's going back. Matthew, and Jesus departed from there and came near the Sea of Galilee and went up into a mountain and sat down there. I think that's what I was going to put next. I think that's what Michael Root is going to put next as well. Yeah. After he heals her, departed from there, came to the Sea of Galilee. Yep, Matthew and Mark, those verses. And continues until he feeds the 4,000. So yeah, exactly how it goes. And Jesus departed from there. It's Matthew, Mark, and again departing from the coast of Tyre and Sidon. So I'm going to say he's departing from that place. Not just there. I did just mention it before, but I'll be very clear of where he is now. And again, Jesus departed from the coast. Yeah, I'll have departed instead of departing. And came near. Instead of he came to the sea. He came near the Sea of Galilee and went up into a mountain. And came through the midst of the coast of Decapolis. Near the Sea of Galilee and went up into a mountain. Yeah, I think I'm going to have coast of Tyre and Sidon, then near the Sea of Galilee, but still, and starts. And from both. Again is Mark only. Jesus departed. Jesus departed is also Matthew. From there. From the coast of Tyre. So from is both. From, and I will be as descriptive as possible. So coasts of Tyre and Sidon, that's Mark. Mark has came to the Sea of Galilee. Matthew has came near to the Sea of Galilee. So if he's going up into a mountain, I can have near. That's fine. He came near to the Sea of Galilee through the midst of the coast of Decapolis and went up into a mountain. Yeah. I don't think I have to put through the midst of the coast of Decapolis first. I'll just keep it out. Mark is explaining it. Departed from the coast of Tyre and Sidon. Just he came. And came. I'll have he. Mark only for he. Both came. Matthew only for near. To the Sea of Galilee. To the Sea of Galilee is both. through the Sea of Galilee. Matthew, and went up into a mountain, but before that I have to say how, which is explained in Mark, through the midst of Decapolis. Through the midst of the coasts of Decapolis. Matthew continues, and went up into a mountain, and sat down there. And great multitudes came to him, having with them those that were lame, blind, dumb, maimed, and many others, and cast them down at Jesus' feet. That is sad writing. That's unfortunate. And he healed them. Mark has, and they bring, that's what I'm going to put. They're not casting the people down. They're bringing to him one that was deaf and had an impediment in his speech, and they beseech him to put his hand upon him. And he took him aside from the multitude and put his fingers in his ears, and he spit. I don't know why this one is being singled out. That's weird. He charged them that they should tell no man, but the more he charged them, so the more a great deal they published it. Maybe I should put this whole story first, right? Because it doesn't mention in Mark that he goes up into a mountain yet. It just says they brought to him this guy with a speech impediment, and he was deaf. And Jesus heals him. Then he tells them, don't tell anyone, but they proclaim it anyway. Maybe that's why he goes into a mountain and great multitudes follow, because people now know that he's there. Everyone knows he's there. And then he heals all these people, as it says in Matthew. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So before I say that he goes up into a mountain and sat down and great multitudes come to him, before all this at Decapolis, I'm just going to move right into the story from Mark. Because in Matthew it says he's healing lots of people, including blind and dumb. So that could include this guy, or just others who are dumb and blind. But I'll put the whole story from Mark first, because I believe that makes sense. He got to this place, he heals the one guy, says don't tell anyone, he tells him anyway, then lots of people there is like, okay, I'll do it all again, and goes up into a mountain and heals lots of people. So this is just Mark. And they bring to him one that was deaf and had an impediment in his speech, and they beseech him to put his hand upon him, and took him aside from the multitude. Oh, there is a mention of the multitude. Huh. Went up into a mountain and sat down there, and great multitudes came to him, having with those who were deaf. Okay, well that doesn't really seem to make sense. He goes up into a mountain, and there's a multitude around him. But then when this guy comes up to him, he leaves the multitude. And I don't know, he must have gone real far, because when you're on a mountain, there's not really many places to hide. So which should it be? In Matthew it does say there's a great multitude came to him. Maybe this is a small multitude at first when he's healing this guy, and then a greater multitude comes, and that's why he goes into a mountain. Maybe. I think so. I'm going to go with that. There's the multitude, and there's then the great multitude. Earlier, a great multitude was used to explain the 5,000 people that he heals. And multitude was used when he was in the boat preaching to the people on the shore. So that could get into hundreds, maybe thousands. I don't know. But I think it makes sense that, because it doesn't mention that they went up into a mountain yet in Mark. And he heals this guy. And then they publish it. That then a greater multitude would come, and he goes into a mountain to not be a bother to the city. And put his fingers into his ears, and he spit and touched his tongue. And looking up to heaven, he sighed and said to him, Ephphatha, that is, be opened. And immediately his ears were opened, and the string of his tongue was loosed, and he spoke plain. He charged them that they should tell no man. They published it. He makes both the deaf to hear and the dumb to speak. Now I'll continue with Matthew. And went up into a mountain. And sat down there. And great multitudes came to him, having with them those that were lame, blind, dumb, maimed, and many others, and cast them down at Jesus' feet. It's so unfortunate. And they glorified the God of Israel.